Greetings and salutations. Before you ask, yes, I'm laid out on my yoga mat, post workout, whipped and wore out. But anyway, my husband said something that to me was worth talking about, and I couldn't get on here quick enough to ask you all your opinion. Okay, so a little bit of background. We don't use the N word. We don't listen to music with the N word. Okay, well, about 99.8% of our music. We still got a couple of old jams that we'll rock to every now and again. The point is, it's not something that we use or really prefer used around us. Okay, cool. So to each their own, right? Something that we've observed is that within our community, and our community is the Black community, a lot of people, not a lot, some people use the word. They use it often when referring to each other as a term of endearment, a lot of explanation behind their usage when asked. I've heard is they've taken the word back and reclaimed it as their own. I've heard people say they dropped the ER off the end and added an A on the end. And that's different. Those two things have a different meaning. The ER was used as a tool of oppression. And the A that has been that replaces the ER on the end is a term of endearment. These are just some explanations I've heard floating around. And sometimes I'll even ask people about their usage of it. And I've heard some of those same things, right? All right, that's a discussion within itself, but I want to move on. What my husband said was, Sherilyn, when it comes to people of Jewish heritage, he said they would never allow a song or you to talk about them and their Holocaust or years of oppression or use any slur to describe them. From his experience with the people of Jewish heritage that he has proximity to, this is what he's finding, right? Not only do they not allow that type of disparaging conversation and are not tolerant of any type of slurs being used against them, they don't use them within their community. And I love that for them. And I love that as an example for me and kind of how it is that I function by and large in the world. I personally think that their position on that, right, slur and their protection of their culture and not normalizing the making fun of or creating humor around or parodies around their trauma, right? I think it commands a certain level of respect. I think people know and they make sure to really be careful when they're referencing them, when they are speaking of them or speaking to them. And me personally, I think something can be gleaned with that because too often I think we make light of our trauma with certain jokes, with certain language, right? And listen, I understand within our community we can have a certain lexicon and all of those things. I'm not obtuse in my thinking, but I also think that a tremendous amount of healing is still needed within our community. And I think that how you do anything is how you do everything. So I think it's important that we pay attention to how it is that we care for and speak to one another. So, anyway, I don't want to go too far off into that. I want to ask your opinion. What do you think about us as a community in using that word, and how it is that what it is that we could glean from our Jewish brothers and sisters, and how it is that they protect their trauma, and don't allow any disrespect, I don't know the word, help me out here, to their race, through the usage of slurs, parody, humor around their tragedies. Okay, hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. I am looking for your feedback on this. I thought it was such a wonderful conversation that my husband brought up about it. And I want to know your thoughts. All right, tell me what you think.